The greatest form of depth practice you'll probably ever do is getting in a relationship. Guess what is guaranteed the moment you get in a relationship? It's going to end. And that's why oftentimes we find it so hard to be vulnerable and fully open up, because on some deeper level, either through experience or just assumption, we know at some point it's going to end. And we know if it ends, it's going to be so painful and so horrific. And an end isn't necessarily a breakup. Sometimes an end is a transition into another realm. It's death. So by virtue of getting into a relationship, especially an intimate relationship, you are committing to the greatest amount of pain that you're ever going to experience in your entire life. You're surrendering to the fact that at some point you are going to be experiencing a soul-destroying pain, or what feels to be a soul-destroying pain, which is nothing more than a transition of experience, a transition of life. So at some point you can have that loss, and then you can have the perspective of seeing the good in that, the bad in that, and realizing that there is no creation, there is no loss, there is just things that change form. And then you go, oh my God, so that person didn't leave me, they just transitioned, changed. They didn't break up with me, they just transitioned in form. And that energy is still there, it's just being expressed in other ways. But the most important work you'll ever do is in the container of a relationship, because that's when your buttons get pushed. That's when you get taken into your wounds, and it's when you're in your wound that you can do your greatest work. And that, to me, is one of the roles of the relationship, is to take us into our wounds, so that those wounds come to the surface so that we can do that work. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do it. You can't look at a wound to do the work on it. You have to be in the wound in most cases. And that's why a lot of people will avoid it, because it hurts. Healing is messy, healing hurts. Okay, but ultimately what happens on the other side is the integration of those experiences and ultimate transcendence.